Okay, since this is just a practice packet on, or this part, homework and notes 9 is practice. These are like test questions, come from years of the tests. So, can't even see the numbers, but we'll go, this is the first page of 9. It's page 1 in your packet of practice 9. Anyway, so the answer here is C. You have to notice it's a positive slope. I just did the numbers, counted the boxes over and up. Okay, this one here is a negative slope. It's going downhill, so to eliminate the positive ones, and I count the boxes with the rise and the run. It's G. Okay, number 3, flat line. Flat line has a slope of 0. Okay, and number 4, each table has a constant rate of change going through them. It is G, has a constant rate of change. Okay, back of the page. I guess this is number 5. Find what is the rate of speed of the train. This is basically finding the unit rate. So remember, if you have a point, it's y divided by x when it goes through 0, 0. So y divided by x is 70, divided by 2 is 35. So the train's traveling 35 miles per hour. 1 hour would be 35. Okay? Same with this one. It's going through 0, 0. So I could just take the y divided by 2, and I get 15. 15 pies per hour. Okay, and again, you can almost estimate that, 15 pies per hour. Next one. Now this one is not a constant proportion because it starts here at 2, so you have to be careful to find the rate of growth by the plants. Okay, one width of a box is 1 week, but the height of one box, it appears to be 1 inch. So in 1 week, it grows 1 inch. Make sense? But it started, it had already been 2 inches when the measurements were started. Okay, that's why like at week 2, it's at 4 inches. Do you understand? It had already started. The initial rate was 2, or the initial value was 2, and then it was increasing by 1 inch per week. 1 inch per week. Okay? Find the slope of the line going through these 2 points. Use the formula. y2 minus y1, so that's why it's -5 minus -3 over -4 minus -2. A little bit of math. Make sure your negatives are good. +1. This one was a tricky one. A line with the slope of 2. So slope equals 2 passes through these points, and you don't know that. So I substituted that for x. So my formula would be x minus 5 over 4 minus 2, and it has to equal 2. So do the math. Okay, you can't do anything with x minus 5 initially. So x minus 5, but you can have 2 on the bottom. 4 minus 2 is 2. Butterfly it here. 1 times x minus 5 is simply x minus 5, equals 2 times 2 is 4. So x minus 5 equals 4. Solve for x. X had to have been 9. Clever, clever question. Okay, next page. What is the slope of this line? I simply went from the dot they gave you to the next dot. It's going downhill, so it's got to be negative. The rise, I count boxes, that's all. Make a nice little triangle, and the rise is 5, the run is 6. That's it. Slope is -5, 6. Pray for simple questions like that, right? Page 4, which graph matches this table of values? I basically did the same thing. I went to the first one, -4, 0. So -4, 0, well, there's no -4, 0. It's not there. It could be here, but definitely not here. -4, 0 is over on the side here, back 4, 0. My next point was -2, 1. Go back 2, but up 1, +1. So that basically eliminates this guy. So -2, 1. There you go. Bingo. D. Simple, simple. Okay? Same kind of problem. Which graph matches this? So again, I just look for the first point. -4, 4. -4, up 4. Not there. Could be this one. Yeah, not here. Okay? Could be this one. Oh, wait, -4, up 4. Yeah, no, not there either. The only one it is that. Okay? Didn't even need to go through the others. Which is the graph of this equation? crossing the y-axis at 6, it has a negative slope. So the line has to be going downhill. So that eliminates this guy. This is going uphill, this is going uphill. Those are positive slopes. They're gone. Now I got to compare between these. I need the slope of -3, -3/1. So I find two perfect dots in my picture. And I look, okay, here's a dot, and I go over 1, down 1, 2, 3. There it is. Over 1, down 3. Let's just double check. Over 1, down 1, 2. So the slope here is -2. Slope here is -3. Hence, the answer is A. Page 7, which is the graph of this one. It crosses at +1, and its slope is 1/2. So rise over run. I'm going to be running 2 and up 1. So this could be it, crossing at 1. Does it run 2 and up 1? No. So that's not it. Could this be it, crossing at 1, but oh, this slope is negative. Nah, that's not it because we don't have a negative slope. We have a +1/2. Let's look here. It's crossing at 1. Does it run 2 and up 1? Yes, here it is. Number G. Let's check this one out. Crossing at 1. Does it run 2? 1, 2, up 1. It misses it. Letter G is the answer. Next page. What's the y-intercept? Where is it crossing the y-axis? At 2. What would be the y-intercept of the graph of this? From the table, remember where x is 0, it's your y-intercept, so it's 2. What is the y-intercept of this graph? Now, I often would just say 5, but technically the point is 0, 5. Okay, 0, 5. My mistake there. The table of values is this equation, y = 3x - 1. Fill in the missing parts. Okay, so I did, if x was -2, work it out. 3 times -2, makes -7. If x is -1, put it in there. Put it in the equation, it makes -4. If x is +2, put 2 in there. 3 times 2, 6 - 1 is 5. Now this one was a little trickier. So now they're saying y is 0. Okay, so now I change my equation around. If y is 0, 0 = 3x - 1, solve for x. Move the 1. So now I get 1 = 3x, divide by 3, so x has to be 1/3. Same with this one. If x is -1, excuse me, y is -1, -1 equals 3x - 1. Bring this one over. This makes 0. So 0 = 3x, so x had to have been 0. Okay? A little bit challenging, that one. All right, next page. Complete the table of values to find the ordered pairs of this equation. So we are plugging in these values where x is, and we are working them out. -1/2 times -4. Negative is going to be positive. +2 + 2 makes 4. So that's the point. Put a 0 in there. Half of 0, 0, plus 2 makes 2. -1/2 of 4. Half of 4 negative is -2. Oops, -2. Did I make a mistake? -1/2 of 4 should be -2. -2 plus 2 should be 0. This should be 0, 0, 0, 0. 4, 0. And that's right, 4, 0. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I made a mistake. -1/2 of 8 is -4. Plus 2 makes -2. So my points should be 8, -2. So over to 8 and down to 2. Okay, so here's my dots on the graph. I plotted these points out, and what's my y-intercept for the part B here? Is y-intercept is at 2, 0, 2. Oops. Kind of a long problem, but it works. Okay, be careful. You see how easy it is to make a mistake. And you know me, I do make mistakes. I am not a robot. Okay. Next page. Another set of multiple choice. What's the slope of the line? Slope is what the x is to 2. What is the slope of the line? -4. What is the y-intercept of the line? -4. The y-intercept is the b. What are the coordinates of the point where the graph of the equation crosses the y-axis? What's the y-intercept? 0, 3. What is the slope and the y-intercept of a line with the equation y equals 3x? Well, your slope is 3, and your b, your y-intercept, is going through the origin, 0, 0. Okay, up on top, what are the coordinates of the point where the graph of the crosses the y-axis? Crosses at -3, 0, 0, -3. A line has a slope of -3/2 and a y-intercept of 6, which is the equation that matches that. -3/2 plus 6. Letter F. Easy. A line has a slope of 5 and a y-intercept of -1. Which one is it? The slope is 5 and the y-intercept is -1. B. No brainer. Okay? Write the equation of a line with the slope of 3/4 and a y-intercept of -10. Y equals 3/4 x minus 10. Guys, these are all from the state test. Every one of these questions. So this is why I'm making an emphasis on you guys learning slope and y-intercept, the linear equations. Okay? And the last page, page 11 here. On the coordinate grid below, use the slope and the y-intercept to graph this equation. So, the y-intercept, the b, is -4. I'm going to start at -4. My slope is 5/2, or 5/2. Run 2 up 5, put a dot. Run 2 up 5, put a dot, put your ruler on it, and the last thing you really should do is write the equation. Y equals 5/2 x minus 4. Right on it. And that's that. We do the other side. Oh, the next will be starting for notes 10.